Hello everyone, I am Dr. Alok Agrawal and I will be taking your course Internal Combustion Engine having course code ME501 in this semester. So today is our first lecture. So in this lecture we will discuss what is engine, we will discuss about heat engine and we will see the various classifications of heat engine. So in the introduction part, first of all we are seeing that what are the distinct feature of our civilization today that makes us different from all others, from all animals, from everyone. Why we are different? Because of the use of mechanical power. We are able to use our mechanical power. Earlier, very earlier time, what we are doing, we are doing all our work, each and every work by our own muscle power. We are not taking help of anything else. But as we grow, we started training our animals and we are making use of their power to do our work. Again, we are using the energy of wind, the energy of stream to that will be beneficial for us to make us benefited. And finally, the revolution come when we are able to convert one form of energy into another form of energy. Okay, so this is how we grow. So and now coming to the engine, why I was told you about that, that engine is a device which transform one form of energy into another form. Any device which is able to transfer one form of energy into another form, we called it as a engine. So heat engine is a category of engine. Here in heat engine, the conversion of energy is getting specific. Means here heat engine is a device which transforms chemical energy of fuel into thermal energy and then utilizes that thermal energy to do some useful mechanical work. So ultimately what is happening here? First, the fuel burns because of its it has some chemical energy, so it is converted into thermal energy and we are utilizing that thermal energy to do some useful work. So ultimately we are converting chemical energy into mechanical energy or thermal energy into mechanical energy. So any device which convert thermal energy into mechanical energy is called heat engine. Now heat engine are classified on two different types. First, we called it as the external combustion engine and next it is internal combustion engine. So our course is purely based on this internal combustion engine. So we are getting introductory part of external combustion engine here. As the name signifies, external combustion engine means the combustion of fuel will take outside the engine. That is why it is called external combustion engine. And if the combustion of fuel, the burning of fuel takes place inside the engine, we call it as a internal combustion engine. These are the example of external combustion engine, steam engine and steam turbine. All are aware of this. And internal combustion engine is petrol engine or diesel engine. So in this course, we are going to deal with this petrol engine, diesel engine, which is a example of internal combustion engine. See here in this figure, you can visualize that how the combustion of fuel is taking outside. See, here we are burning coal. This burning of coal gives its energy to this water and water is converted into steam. Then this steam goes to the reciprocating part of the this engine and it will reciprocate this piston and in this way this wheel moves. Okay, so here the combustion of fuel is taking outside this reciprocating combination of piston and cylinder, so it is called external combustion engine. But in our automobile, what is happening? The burning of fuel, the combustion of fuel took place inside this part only. Here the space is there, the burning took place here only, that we called it as a internal combustion engine. So this is the two type of heat engine that are available. In this course, we will deal in internal combustion engine only. Now, what are the advantages and disadvantages of both the engines? Both the engines are existing, so there must be some advantage and disadvantage of both the engine. So Advantage is that internal combustion engine has greater mechanical simplicity. It's have lower ratio of weight and output, means in a small weight it is creating large output. Its initial cost is less and it has higher overall efficiency. So these are the advantages of internal combustion engine. External combustion engine also have certain advantages, like the fuel used in external combustion engine is relatively cheaper because we generally use coal as a fuel, and coal is much cheaper than petrol or diesel. Here in external combustion engine, solid fuel can be used, but in internal combustion, it is not possible to use the solid fuel. What are the disadvantages of external combustion engine? That its initial cost is very high. Imagine to set up a power plant is it will give us huge cost. And another one is it has lower overall efficiency. So both are having their advantages and disadvantages. Now coming to the classification, how we classify the heat engine. So on the basis of basic engine device, we can classify engine as a reciprocating engine and rotary engine. So if the component of the engine on which the conversion of energy is taking place, if that component, if that part reciprocate, we call it as a reciprocating engine. And if that part rotate, we called it as a rotary engine. So here in this course, we will mostly see reciprocating engine. Next, on the basis of working thermodynamic cycle or the method of heat addition. See, if the engine is working, it has to follow some thermodynamic cycle. So on the basis of that, internal combustion engine can be classified as Otto cycle, that is constant volume cycle, and diesel cycle, that is constant pressure cycle. We will discuss these two cycles in detail later on. Next, on the basis of number of strokes. Number of strokes means the piston when it reciprocate. So from one end to another end when it moves, we called it as a one stroke. So on the basis of number of stroke, the engine can be classified as, or I can say the reciprocating engine can be classified as 4-stroke engine or 2-stroke engine. If one cycle is completed in 4 movement of piston, we called it as a 4-stroke engine. And if the same cycle is completed in 2 motion of 2 strokes of piston, we called it as a 2-stroke engine. So again, we will discuss this 4-stroke engine and 2-stroke engine in detail later on. Next, on the basis of ignition method. Ignition means how we are burning the fuel, how we are igniting the fuel, how we are initiating our combustion. So on that basis, we have again two types of engine, that is spark ignition engine and compression ignition engine. In spark ignition engine, we are having a spark plug which is used to burn, to initiate the combustion phenomena. Whereas in compression ignition engine, we are not having that spark plug. We are initiating the combustion by compressing the charge to a very low volume, and so that its temperature will rise and it will ignite, self ignition will take place. So this is called compression ignition engine. We will compress the charge and its volume will decrease, its temperature will increase, and its temperature will reach to its self ignition temperature, and the fuel will burn like that only. Next, on the basis of fuel used, again we are having petrol engine, the engine which will runs on petrol, then diesel engine, then gas engine. There are engines like we have already listened about it, that there are vehicles working on CNG. So this is called gas engine. Again, on the basis of method of cooling. See, fuel are burning, it's create huge amount of thermal energy, that a part of that thermal energy is converted into mechanical energy, but lot of thermal energy are still there which we are not able to convert into mechanical energy. So we have to remove that thermal energy from the system, so that the overall temperature of the system will goes down. Otherwise there will be a thermal fatigue. So on the basis of method of cooling, we have air cooled engine or we have water cooled engine. Generally in two-wheelers, what we are using is air cooled engine, and in four-wheelers we are using water cooled engine. Next, on the basis of speed of engine, we have three types of engine. That is high speed engine, where the crankshaft speed or RPM of crankshaft is more than 250. Then we have medium speed engine, where the RPM is in between 100 to 250, and then low speed engine, where the RPM is less than 100. Again, on the basis of number of cylinders, see, internal combustion engine, there has to be one cylinder, there has to be one piston. So on the basis of number of cylinder, how much cylinder comprises an engine, we differentiate it like single cylinder engine or multi-cylinder engine. If that engine consists of one cylinder piston arrangement, we call it as a single cylinder engine. And if that engine consists of more than one cylinder piston arrangement, we call it as a multi-cylinder engine. Next, on the basis of position of cylinder, how we are designing our engine, on the basis of that, there are different type of engine. First one is inline engine, second is V engine, next is radial engine, and another one is opposed piston engine. See, in next slide we will see the working of all this engine, how this engine look like and how this engine works. So on the basis of arrangement of cylinder and piston, we differentiated this internal combustion engine in four types, that is inline, V engine, radial engine, and opposed piston engine. So in this slide you can see how inline engine looks like. Inline engine, when the piston and cylinder are in series, are put in series, we call it as an inline engine. If the same piston and cylinder engine we arrange in a shape of V, we called it as a V engine. See how this piston reciprocates inside the cylinder. This part is piston and this is the side view of that. Next is radial engine. If the piston moves radially inside the cylinder, we call it as a radial engine. And finally, opposed piston engine, when the piston are coming to near and going out, opposed, that is called opposed piston engine. Here the combustion phenomena is taking place in both sides, and we are taking energy from this combination. So these are the classifications of engine. Okay, so this is all for today's class. We will meet on next class, and we will see in that class the various nomenclature and engine components. Thank you very much.